I was in an airport listening to it and I was just like, I was making all these noises and these faces, and my mum was like, you need to stop making faces in the airport lounge. People are looking at you weird. Hi, I'm Madison and welcome back to Emposia Book Club. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you about the best books you should be reading by the pool this summer. So I have 6 books for you, including one that is coming out in June 2021, so definitely stick around to find out what that new release is. The first book I'm going to talk to you about is Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller. This is like a quintessential YA fantasy for the summertime because it has to do with the high seas and pirates, and it is just summer reincarnated for a YA fantasy. We are following Alosa. She is the daughter of the Pirate King, like duh. And her father, the Pirate King, asks her to retrieve this map that he needs to find a treasure. And so Alosa gets herself captured by an enemy ship so that she can then find the piece of the map on the ship. However, things go a little bit sideways because the first mate, Ryden, is very suspicious of Alosa, and so he's keeping a close eye on her. And then there's also like this budding, like, you know, romance kind of brewing between the two of them, and it is just amazing. It is full of so much banter. It is hilarious. I love being on the high seas, and Alosa, she's a pirate queen basically. She knows how to hold herself. She knows how to fight men. She can be really sneaky, but she's also like very feminine. She loves having her, jewelry, her beautiful clothing, her luxury. Like, she is just an amazing heroine to follow, and I would highly, highly recommend this duology. It is so easy to fly through, and you need to pick it up this summer if you have not already. For a YA romance to read this summer, I would say Date Me, Bryson Keller by Kevin van Whye is the one you need to pick up. I read this book last summer and it was just perfect. I also read it by the pool too, which was just like, I had to include it in this video. So in this book, we have Bryson Keller, and he is like the king of Fairvale Academy. Everyone loves him, and during a party before the end of senior year, he ends up saying that if he wanted to, he could actually date a different girl every week. He's just not interested in dating. And so it ends up becoming a dare where at the beginning of every week on a Monday, someone has the ability to ask him out and he has to say yes and date them for that entire week. If someone does not ask him out on a Monday, then he will lose the dare and he has to take the bus to school for the rest of senior year. Then we have Kai Sheridan, and he has been in the closet since he was a little kid, and he still is in the closet during his senior year of high school. He's looking forward to graduating so that he can go to college and just, be out and gay and proud. However, during one morning where things are just going a complete mess, he actually ends up asking out Bryson Keller, and no one stipulated that it had to be a girl who asked out Bryson Keller. So Bryson says yes. However, Kai's really scared because he is still in the closet, so they end up secretly dating for the week, and it is just, oh my god, such a cute romance. Like, my heart, I love this book so much. I was constantly smiling reading it. It was just so adorable. I will say there are triggers in it for homophobia and violence against people who are gay. So do know that going in, it is very heartbreaking in that sense, but the romance itself is just like, oh, it's so precious. You have to pick it up. And it is in voices for the gay representation and also for the South African representation. For an adult summer romance, I have 40 Love by Olivia Dade. In this, we follow Tess Dunn, and she is an assistant principal lounging for the summer, and what happens is one day she's in the water in the pool and suddenly her bikini top comes loose and she's like, oh my god. And then this guy comes in and just like saves her from the situation, and that is Lucas. He is a retired tennis pro and he is currently teaching tennis lessons. And so he starts giving her lessons, and it's a really adorable romance that brews between the two of them. There is a massive age gap, I will say. Tess is 40 years old and Lucas is 26, I think. And so like that plays a huge role in this romance, but at the end of the day, it is just like, it's one of the best age gap romances. Then I'm going to give you an adult thriller to read by the pool, and obviously that is going to be The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. Highly recommend listening to his thrillers on audiobook because that's what I primarily do, but it's up to you. The ending of this, oh my god, shocked me to no end. I was in an airport listening to it and I was just like, I was making all these noises and these faces, and my mum was like, you need to stop making faces in the airport lounge. People are looking at you weird. Please stop. So it is that good. So what happens is 15 years ago, Emma was at a summer camp. It was her first year there, and she was in a cabin with these 3 older girls. And one night she saw the 3 of them leave, and then they were never seen ever again. It was a very traumatizing experience, and as a result, the summer camp was closed down. 15 years later, Emma is a renowned artist. She's very successful with her shows, and the woman who used to run the summer camp actually approaches Emma and asks her to come back to the summer camp because they are deciding to reopen it for the first time, and she wants Emma to be one of the painting counselors. And Emma is hesitant at first because she doesn't really want to go back to that traumatic experience, but she really wants closure, and she feels like there's a lot more that happened that night than she actually remembers. So she goes back to the summer camp to find out what really happened, and she starts finding these cryptic clues. She starts doubting everything she once knew, and it was just like, oh, so good. So good. And then we have Mango Summer by Agay Llanera. This is actually on Kindle Unlimited if you do have it, and this is another adult romance. So in San Antonio, there's a really famous mango farm that has been in this family for generations. Everyone loves it. It's very prosperous. However, there is a family legend about this mango farm, and that is that if the woman running it does not actually get married and have children, then the mangoes will actually go sour and they will not be a prosperous fruit. So we are following Fiona. She's 36. She's the current person who is running the mango farm for her family. And she isn't married, and now the fruits are starting to go sour, and she's like, okay, I need to get married. I can't let the legend, I can't let the curse come upon the farm. I can't let years and years and years of success for our family and our history and our legacy go to waste. I need to figure this out. And so she's very stressed out about that. And then in comes her best friend's little brother. He comes to come pick up some mangoes for the sister, and he sees Fiona again. He's always had an unrequited crush with her, and they end up sparking a bit of a romance, and it is just, how summery is that? San Antonio, mango farm, summertime, perfection. And then lastly, we have the new release that's coming out on June 8th, and that is 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. This is set in Brooklyn during June, and we're following Eva. She is a single mother and a very renowned erotica writer. And then we have Shane, who is an award-winning literary author, but he is a complete recluse. No one ever sees him. He's always like in hiding. He suddenly turns up in New York City, and everyone's like, oh my god. And Shane and Eva end up meeting at this literary event, and sparks just fly between the two of them, and everyone's like speculating. Everyone's like, oh, like we can see things happening between the two of them, but secretly they actually already know each other. 20 years ago when they were teenagers, they met for the first time, and they had this week-long like whirlwind romance, and then things just ended abruptly, really awfully, and there's a lot of like questions that they have left over. And so it's about them having a second chance romance and dealing with a lot of their inner turmoil, or the secrets that they've kept from one another, or the struggles that they're currently going through, and it is just going to be amazing. I've heard so many great reviews already for this book, and I cannot wait for it to come out. So it's definitely going to be a book that you need to pre-order and buy for this summer. So those are my best books to read by the pool this summer. Obviously there are a lot more, but please do let me know down below what some of your favorite summer reads are, or if there are any ones that are coming out soon that you think will be also perfect for this summer. And that is it for this video, and I hope to see you next time on Emposia Book Club. Bye!